Hi, welcome to my channel. My name's Leilani. You could also call me Lay. Today I'm starting a Asian readathon vlog. So basically this whole month your goal is to read books written by Asian authors with Asian characters. It's the second, not even the second. It is currently the third week of May. I've only read one book this month that wasn't even a part of my TBR, but I don't care. I've read Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, and oh my god, this is a 5-star book. I have a lot of tabs. It's told in dual POV. We have Justin and Emma. They meet because they have like this curse that is set upon them where when they start dating somebody and then they break up, the next person their ex gets with is their soulmate or like the one, and that's how they meet initially. But this book is very much about family. It's about growth and setting boundaries. It's about trauma, and I cried a lot during this book because there's a lot of relatable things to my life that happened in this book. But it was so good. This is a 5-star book. This is such a great romance. We always talk about like book boyfriends, but honestly, Justin is my book husband. There is so far nobody who's going to match his energy, and I'm going to say that with my chest. So this is a 5-star book. This is highly recommended. She is a Filipino author, or like part Filipino. And now I kind of want to read the other books by her. So there's that. I am currently reading another book on my Kindle, which is also not on my TBR, which is, I'll put a picture here, King of Sloth, which is Anna Hong's book. Is that her last name? I can't remember. Huang. I think that's her last name. And this is the fourth book of this series. Again, told in 2 POVs. We follow Xavier, who is like a playboy billionaire's son, and he uses his money just to party. And then Salone, who is hired by his father to be his son's PR person, and they've known each other for years. His dad is about to die. They have like a strained relationship, and in his will, his father's like, in the next, what is it? It's like, before your 30th birthday, if you're not CEO, and if this board of like people that I pick don't say you're a good CEO, you're not getting any of my money. All the billions I've earned, you're getting jack. You know what I'm saying? And he doesn't really care. He doesn't want to be the CEO of his father's company. And he has 6 months to do this. But there's like a little stipulation in the will where like you could work around some things. So Xavier and Sloane are teaming up with each other. There's a lot of tension between them, but also Salone's family is trash. I don't like them at all. But big ups to the boyfriends in the books of the last 2 that I just read that are able to defend their girlfriends and be by their side. But these are all the prompts, right? I have a TBR. I put this in there at the 1st of May. Here's the thing, I didn't start it. But the prompts are: read a book by an Asian author. Done, checked off. A debut author, underrated book that feels timeless, and then what you want in your next life. So for a debut author, I have the audiobook from Bretman Rock of his story. So this is nonfiction. Or what is it? Autobiography, something like that. Called You're That Bitch, and I'm gonna read that. For underrated book, I have it on my Kindle. It's called Role Playing, which came out last year. I'm only on like chapter 2. I don't know if I like the writing style yet. I'm just slow at reading. I have been in a reading slump, so there's that. I have The Foxwife, which I got as book of the month. I forgot what it's actually about, but if I'm going to be honest, I got it because it's a title buy for me. So there's that. I got it for a book that feels timeless. I'm assuming I'm going to feel timeless reading this. I also have the audiobook, and I think the author actually reads or narrates it. So I'm excited for that. And then book that I want in my next life, I have Dragon Fruit. This cover is so pretty. So these are the books on my TBR. So there's only 4 books that I have not started. My goal is to also My goal is to also watch the movie Past Lives that inspired all of the prompts for the Asian Readathon. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but I'm gonna watch that. I am watching a lot of anime. I don't know what the hell I'm watching though, because I'm watching a lot of it. But I am currently watching the new season of Demon Slayer. If you didn't know, it just came out. Season 2 is out right now. Or not season 2, episode 2 of season whatever is out right now. But I'm going to give you an update when I probably finish King of Sloth. Yeah. Okay, so I ordered DoorDash. It just came. I got poke, and I'm excited because I got one of the baked bowls. It's like salmon and crab and all that stuff. It also came with miso soup. I don't want that. It is too hot today for that. But I want to say like now 35% of King of Sloth. I'm still enjoying it. I'm curious to know what's going to happen between the couple, Sloane and Xavier. They are so cute together, and he's so in love with her. I'm so sorry. He is in love with her so hard. There are mentions, like the characters he's interacting with for like this big business deal are characters from previous books. You don't need to read those books to like know the characters unless you want more like information about them. But other than that, I'm enjoying it. I'm curious to know what's going to happen, like the downfall of everything that's happening. Because there's multiple things that could happen. So there's like this rival person who writes articles or does newspapers or whatever. He's stirring the pot and basically putting Xavier's and Sloane's relationship on blast. And it's none of his business, but like it kind of looks bad because she's supposed to be his PR person, and if they're dating, that looks bad because she's dating a client, but who really cares because they're so good for each other. The other one is Sloane's family, who I really hate. Period. The only person in that family I don't hate is her stepsister, Penny, who honestly, I wish that she could just adopt Penny and have Penny in her house because her family treats Penny like trash because she's sick. And I think that's disrespectful, and I don't like them at all. The whole situation between Sloane and her sister and the ex-fiance is messy and trashy, and the fact that she got disowned for something that wasn't even her fault is stupid. Rich people are crazy. Maybe I don't like rich people, but that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm going to continue working, and then I'll eat and then read some more. I'll give you an update when I have another one. I finished the book King of Sloth. I'm giving it a high 3.5 star. I was thinking of rounding it up to a 4 star, but I'm be honest, I'm not going to do that. It's very much a high 3 star. And I think the reason is because I just didn't feel satisfied with the drama aspect of the book, especially when each character has family drama, right? Like Xavier's character, his family wants his money, like the inheritance, because it's billions of dollars, but they kind of just, I don't know, fell off the face of the earth and wasn't really mentioned in the book after the will was read. And then Sloane's family is complete and utter trash. The whole situation is stupid of why her father disowned her. And then I was very unsatisfied with the outcome of Penny. I felt like it was just lacking. I don't know. But what I did notice is that this book series, it's going to be 7 to 8 books. And Xavier was doing all these business deals with these characters who were in previous books, and I could not recall anything about them. So I looked back at all my ratings for the series, and each book that I rated was a 3 stars. So far, this whole series is sitting strictly at a solid 3 star. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna read the next book regardless, but I'm only interested in the male character because he wasn't talking through this book, so I'm curious to why he's not talking. I've also been listening to Brett McGurk's book, You're That Bitch. I'm on 10%. I don't feel like I'm in the mood to listen to, like, somebody's life, even though his is entertaining because I like watching him and how he speaks to people is very conversation style, so it's like fun to listen to. It's like just listening to somebody tell you a story. But right now I don't feel like reading that. So I think what I'm gonna do on my lunch break is start the audiobook of The Fox Wife and then give you I'll just give you an update on what that's about. But I do have to leave the house soon, so you'll probably hear from me either later tonight or sometime tomorrow. But hopefully I could get at least 100 pages into the book, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, so it's been a few days, and I did read some of The Fox Wife. I'm on page 73, chapter 13, and it's told in 2 perspectives, and the chapters are fairly short. This is set in like 1908, and how do I explain what's happening? First let me explain what like the foxes are. So basically, foxes are kind of like shapeshifters, but they could live live a longer life if they, kind of drain the energy out of people. So when you first read this story, it opens up with, what are they called? Not a fairy tale, but it opens up with a story about a woman who is a fox and how she found this man, basically made him fall in love with her, and she started to like lure him into like a location and start slowly draining his life until she got caught because the people around him noticed him acting different. And because she got caught, a lot of people were like, oh my god, foxes are all the same, they're all tricksters, they're all cunning and evil. So she gave them a bad name. Foxes can be either women or men, and I'm just finding like the history of the foxes great. So we're following around one woman who is a fox, and you learn a little bit about her backstory, but she is currently like a servant of this household, and she doesn't really like being around other foxes, especially men. But one night at like this dinner party, she's serving people, and the guest that they invited is a man she knows from her past, but he's also a fox. But the next day after, he basically asked her house if he could purchase her off of them so she could be his servant. So that's where I'm at with their story. The second story is of a detective. He just found out that there's like this dead body of a woman, and the rumors are like it was a fox that killed her, and he has like this obsession with foxes, but he also has like this weird sense of like he knows when people are lying and when they're not. I kind of like his point of view because I like the detective point of views. I'm curious to know if they're gonna meet at some point, because she is searching for somebody who is a photographer. I don't remember why, but she is searching for somebody. But that's what I've been reading. I did finish. I'll put a photo here, but just for right now, role playing. This one I put on my list last year and I didn't have a chance to read it, and I was super excited for it because it's like an older couple who likes to game, and I am somebody who watches gaming content. Unfortunately, I didn't like this book. I gave it a 2-star. I was gonna say 4-star. I gave it a 2-star, and again, we follow 2 point of views. We follow around Maggie, who's 48, and Aiden, who is 50. They're both similar in certain ways. Like, they both like gaming. They're both introverts. They both haven't dated in a while. They're having family dramas and all of this. And when they finally meet up randomly, they start forming a friendship. But basically, they meet because Maggie's son is like, you need to go out and meet people because you're just in the house all the time, and he's worried about her. She ends up joining in like an online game. I forgot what the game's called, but she joins a guild. He is the leader of the guild, and they're both assuming they're different ages. She's assuming he's in college, and he's assuming she's older than his mom because she said, like, oh, I could be older than your mom. And they never exchange like actual ages. So when they first meet each other in person, they're both shocked, and it's kind of cute. And they're cute together. It's just, I didn't feel a connection to the book in general. Like, the story overall is an okay story. I just didn't feel anything towards it. So, like, I know, like, in a few weeks I'm probably going to forget the story. I do wish there was more drama around, I think mostly around like Aiden's section, because he has a lot of drama happening with his family, and I feel like it was very lackluster, like how we ended the book, because I wanted more of his family drama. And then, yeah, I just felt like it's an okay story. It's just missing some stuff to make it more spicier. Like, they did need more spice scenes. It's just okay. So that means I read one of the TBR books that I actually assigned to myself. I'm going to continue reading The Fox Wife, and then I'll talk to you when I'm done with the book. So it's been a few days, and I finished The Fox Wife. I listened to the audiobook and read along with it, and I'm gonna be honest, if I didn't have the audiobook, I feel like I would have DNF'd this story. It's very slow paced. I want to feel like a slice of life, but it's not slice of life. But there is like a murder mystery happening, and that's really the aspect that I enjoyed the most. Eventually, the people in both perspectives, figured stuff out. But the audiobook itself, I really enjoyed the narrator's voice, and despite me knowing, like, if I would read this physically, I would have DNF'd it, but listening to the audiobook, I'm giving it a 3 stars. I never read author's notes at the end, because I never do that, but I did listen to author's notes, and I really enjoyed it. This fits the prompt for something about timelessness, and I think that makes sense, because, like, there's always, like, myths or stories about foxes, or, like, the shape-shifting of foxes, and, like, how they're tricksters or cunning. Yeah. I don't want to get too much details of the book, but I think other people will like this, because I'm more of, like, a romance type of thing. And I think that's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be more romance. But there's like a little, not a subplot romance, but there's like a little bit of romance in here. I am reading Bretman Rock's You're That Bitch. I'm 21% into it, and I'm enjoying it. There are some things where I'm like, I don't really enjoy that. And it's when he'll say something, and then he'll be like, lol JK to whoever he said that thing to, right? And I'm like, you could take that out. You just take it out. Other than that, I'm at the section where he's talking about his mother and his father and how he came to America. I do like the fact that he is, like, it's about his life, but it's also about Filipino culture. And I'm enjoying that aspect a lot, actually, because it's making me learn more about what's happening in the Philippines. And then, so I think I could finish his book today, and then I'll start Dragon Fruit tomorrow. But the thing is, tomorrow is the 31st, so I'm gonna need to finish it, tomorrow. Because right now, it's May 30th. Other than that, I'm watching Demon Slayer the anime. Episode 3 just dropped, and I watched it. It is going slow. I want more action in it. I did sit down, and binge watch Solo Leveling. I enjoyed that anime a lot, and I think I'm gonna rewatch it. I did try to watch Past Lives. I want to say maybe 30-40 minutes into the movie, and I stopped watching it. It's very much slow burn, slow paced, and because of all the media that I'm watching, like whether it's anime or like video games, everything's action, and I'm not in the headspace for like slow paced media at the moment, so I stopped watching it. I'll probably watch it like later, but right now I'm not doing that. Other than that, I'm going to go to work, and yeah, talk to you later. So I finished Bretman Rock's You're That Bitch, and I am going to settle on a 4 stars. I think the ending is the best part for me, or the sections where he's actually giving tips and advice for certain topics. I think the best section is like him talking about the growth within himself, right? Learning how to set boundaries, learning how to cut people off who are toxic or manipulative, and just using him. I do feel like it's very unfiltered, and some of the stuff that he talks about is not going to be for everybody. But again, I enjoyed his conversation style. And I feel like there was a lot that was happening in the book. I think, again, the best sections for me were learning the history of the Philippines, how it looks over there, him talking about now residing in Hawaii, and how he understands that since he's not originally from there, that I don't know how to put it, but he worded it so great. But he decided to learn about the history of Hawaii, and he talks about it in his book, and he talks about him just growing up there in his life. He talks about his first loves, his first boyfriends, his first time doing it. And then he also discusses fame, and then also family conflicts. I think the stuff that resided with me is the family element, and how he felt towards his father, and the grief he felt after losing his father, but then also struggling with like two sides of like, I love my father because he is my father, but then also like he wasn't a good husband, and because of all the stuff that happened with that, there's like trauma that Bretman had to deal with. And I just think some of the advice he gave was very good. He's very insightful, and I enjoyed it. Again, a 4-star. So Dragon Fruits I unfortunately didn't finish, but I got into 3 chapters. I'm on page 31 right now. I'm not going to finish it for this vlog because I'm going to close it out. So I will be reading it for the month of June because Romanticathon is happening. So I'll be reading this there. But all in all, I read a good chunk of books. I had a 2-star, a 3-star, a 4-star, and a 5-star. So I think I did fairly well for this month. If there's any other books you are wanting me to read, please feel free to leave a comment, and I'll see you later.